Okay, now the real reason that I am painting this page with gouache is because I want to finish up this journal. This is number 10 in my Strathmore 500 series mixed media journals, and there was only a few pages that weren't finished. So I decided I was just going to finish them up. And this page had a little bit of color, some stamping, some white gesso, and a sketch of a tiger lily on it that I made last summer when the tiger lilies were blooming. So I decided, since the gouache was in the palette, because I've been working on Roz's challenge to stick with something for 3 days, although it's been longer than 3 days now because I haven't used up this paint yet, and not that I will use it up, but I was just having fun with it. And this morning at Oatmeal, I decided that I would just play with the gouache, put some paint on the page. See me blotting up that big orange spot right there, too dark. And just have fun. Just, put the paint down, not, very loosely. I was looking at a reference photo, I was looking at some lines I had on the page, but mostly just, oh, there's yellow, let me put it out on the page, and oh, maybe some more orange over here, oh, maybe that's too dark, let's take that off. I get my rag and wipe it off, and just going around the page. You see me not staying in one spot for very long, putting in some green for some leaves, some of the lily leaves at the bottom, adding some green to the stem at the top. Now I'm putting some white on the background. Just trying to make some parts a little lighter. Getting a darker red color. Put some darker color on the buds and on the tiger lilies. Give them a little dimension. Like I said, I was just intuitively going around the page, not staying in one spot very long, adding orange, adding lights, adding darks, working on the background, working on the lilies, just kind of having a free painting session, not worrying about the result or the outcome, just enjoying putting paint on the page. I forget what the original plan for this page was. I don't remember what I was going to use to paint it with, but oh look, there's blue. Let's put some blue on the page. That's my thought process right now. People like to hear a narrated art video because they want to hear the artist's thought process, but I wasn't really thinking too hard while I was painting this. Just going from light to dark, from yellow to orange, from blue to green, all over the page at one time. Working again on those leaves at the bottom. I do like those little spots. Those spots on the page are from a stamp that I had put on. I had covered some of that with gesso, but I do like how the pattern comes through, because it reminded me of the spots on the tiger lily, adding some white highlights around the flowers. Trying not to stay in one spot too long. Trying to remember to eat my oatmeal before it gets cold. I usually don't dry a page when I'm eating my oatmeal, but I ran quick into the other room and got the heat gun because this was gouache and I wanted to put some light stamens over those orange flowers, and I didn't know how that would work if the orange was still wet. So I just dried it very quickly, ate some oatmeal, and then put on some paint to do the stamens. putting a little more shadow in there with a dark blue. This is the fun part, putting on the tiger spots. Although tigers have stripes, leopards have spots. So why aren't these leopard lilies? Oh well. And just some more green on the bottom, behind the flower. Putting a little shadow in the center of the flower with some gray. I'm not sure what else needs to be done to this painting. Oatmeal is almost finished, and I'm basically just playing here. So I went and got my Pentel brush pen, and I decided I was just going to doodle on the page. I love this brush pen. It goes right so smoothly over any kind of painting that you're doing. Highlighting the edges of the leaves and putting some blacker spots on the lilies. Outlining the buds at the top. A little darker in the center, and how the leaves fold over. Made a little shadow behind them. Just added a little more white. You see the oatmeal's gone, cup of tea is there, and I'm just about done. I'm going to write down 30 pages, 30 days. Page 15, March 15. And gouache, playing with gouache during oatmeal. And then I'm going to make a little note to myself here that this page was fast and free, tiger lilies. And I did this just to finish up a page that I had started months ago. And here's the finished product. And a close-up of one of the tiger lily flowers. And now here's a little post-oatmeal bonus footage. On the opposite page, I had a row of tiger lily stalks. I know they look just like corn stalks, don't they? And I believe I had started this with acrylic paint, and I never got very far. And I didn't like it, and I never went back to it. And I just sat there drinking my tea and putting some more paint on the page. So I'm putting gouache on top of acrylic. I don't know how this is going to work. I wanted to change the background from orangey to blue, but I did like how little bits of orange were peeking through the light blue and the darker blue that I put on the background. So again, just to get the pages done, I'll have one more page that's about half done, and then this journal is finished. I am much better at starting things than finishing things. So I really have to push myself to get something done. I want to get it done. So here's the final product, my tiger lilies, my summer purslane on page 2, and my tiger lily stalks that kind of look like corn stalks. Thanks for watching.